You know I absolutely hate tint on sports cars. You got a little bit of like the schmutz. It'll get stuck on the rubber seals and really slow down the windows.
A lot of times when people put window coatings or glass coatings on their windshields, you don't actually use your windshield wipers anymore, or the water's gonna sheet off.
Looks expensive now.
Expensive, huh?
Like it looks...
Welcome back, another episode of This First That. And,
this is another episode of Vinny has a problem and can't seem to not go like 2 weeks without buying a new car or selling a car, and here we are again.
Yeah, and you know me, we don't do big content journeys for all my cars because no one has faith in me keeping them. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, I had the perfect white Evo 9 MR, and I sold it to buy a Mark IV Supra, so I sold it and bought another Evo, and then I realized I had too many Evos, so I traded it for this.
You've been running through like 90s JDM legends right now.
Had the NSX.
Yep.
Had the Supra. Now an FD.
Okay.
Haven't had a GTR yet.
Just you wait.
All right, so I chose a Miller-Matic 211, and like, what's the best wire to put in that thing?
Wire is really going to be depending upon like what you're welding. You're doing mostly mild steel, right?
Yep.
So the ER70S6 wire classification is going to be probably best for that. But you really want to know is what material thickness you're welding, because that's going to determine the type of wire thickness you're going to put in your machine.
Yeah.
So 024 wire, for example, is really good for thin material. Now on the box it says you can weld 1/4 inch with it, but it's not happy there. It's really best in that mid to low range of the wire size. So for me, I don't weld anything thicker than 1/8 inch material with that thin wire. However, if you're putting 035 wire in there, it's not happy welding on the bottom side. So welding sheet metal will be extremely difficult with that thick wire, because as a rule of thumb, your wire diameter shouldn't be thicker than the base metal that you're welding.
You seem much happier with this than you did the Supra.
This is my favorite of the 90s JDM heroes yet. The NSX is really light and it feels super playful and nimble, but it's kind of, the motor's pretty flat. The Supra has a super exciting engine, but it's super heavy, it feels bulky, it's clunky, like the pedal setup is kind of whack. Like, I'm tight. This, super light, styled cool, it sounds cool. 93 Mazda RX-7, which is one of 350 ever made in this color. So it's called Competition Yellow Mica, and they only made 350. So it's got no sunroof, different seats, some like lightweight options. This car's got a Mazda speed hood, 99 spec front bumper, 99 spec wing, 99 spec taillights.
What year is this again?
93. So yeah, it's got a little bit of an updated look. A lot of people changed the 99 spec stuff because it arguably looks nicer.
Let's pop the hood. Do you have to go inside, or can you just hit it from the...
No, you gotta, I hate the hood latches, but with a carbon hood, a lot of times you have to have them so your hood doesn't fly up. Still got a latch.
Okay.
So this got a brand new crate 13B REW. It's got a Turblown EFR 8374 turbo kit.
Did you say Turblown?
Turblown is the name of the kit.
Okay.
And then it's got a Borg-Warner EFR 8374. It makes a ton of torque. Right now it's running low boost. It only makes like 350 wheel.
Does this go?
Yeah, the turbo has a built-in blow-off valve. And then this, it probably didn't at some point. So I actually just have this plugged right now because with 2 blow-off valves, you didn't get enough of compressor surge, and I wanted compressor surge, so.
Respect.
Yeah, so it runs on Haltech Elite 1500. It's got Öhlins coilovers.
What?
TE37s.
It's got Öhlins on this thing?
Yeah, it's got a carbon Sparco that I put in because I'm too tall to fit in it. IC7 dash. I'm gonna move that. I don't really like.
Oh, that thing is right there.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly, so we're gonna move it.
Just want you to, yeah.
I'm torn because like the data and the dash is so cool, but I just don't like the way it looks right there.
Does it shoot fire?
Oh, it shoots big flames. I have clips we could put here. So yeah, I brought it in because our boys from Gtechniq are here and we wanted to do some glass treatment because if you know me, you know I absolutely hate tint on sports cars. So we pulled it off this car, but you could see some remnants.
Oh, so like this haziness that you see?
You get a little haziness, you got a little bit of like the schmutz.
Oh, the schmutz,
on those spots. And then the one thing people don't realize is if you don't remove all of the glue perfectly, your windows will actually be pretty slow because it'll get caught on the plastic. So you see like little specks of glue.
Yeah.
It'll get stuck on the rubber seals and really slow down the windows. So we're gonna fix that and then give it a fresh coating because I love all their ceramic coat products because it makes the car stay cleaner and it's so easy to wash when you do it. Yeah,
Nice.
that's it.
Vinny's actually the person that turned me on to it. I did the Corvette. I mean, you've had like
Every car I get, I do the DBG correction and coating on, and it makes your car go from like ashy to classy, and he uses all the Gtechniq stuff, so it's like super nice.
Yeah.
And it's like the best part is, you know, you let your car sit for like 2 weeks, it gets all dusty out here. All you gotta do is like rinse it off and it's perfect again.
Lots of stuff people don't get is before I moved to California, I was like, man, cars must stay clean out there forever because it doesn't rain, they don't have like trees, so no pollen.
You know, none of that stuff.
But it's just dusty as hell. So you leave something outside for like 1 day and it's covered in like,
Especially in Long Beach where we have like refineries not that far away and like the port and everything.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about!
guys with big cammed LSs driving around, just polluting the oh, sorry.
I just want you to see this, all right? Look at this. Can you see
Hey,
the
leave
level
it alone.
of fingerprints and
Leave it
disgust?
alone. You know, the problem here is that 90s cars are also delicate, you know? So you got to close the door from certain spots and things so it doesn't break.
God.
Leave me alone.
All right, let's clean this thing up. I want to hear this thing. Let's see what you got.
Cold started revs a little high. Very relaxed. It's an adult FD.
I see.
Yeah.
It doesn't even do the
It's a bone stock crate motor from Mazda. So what makes rotaries lope is when you open up the ports. Like a street or a Bridgeport or a semi-P, like that is what gives it that like bap, 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 bap idle. I kind of want it. I have a spare motor that I can do it to, but stock motors are really reliable and nice. But the chop would be sick. I want the chop.
Rev it up to about 9.
All right, who are you?
I'm here from Gtechniq North America, and I handle a lot of our marketing work, but today we're working on a pretty nice car.
It's nice seeing someone else wash my car. What are we working on?
Yeah, so essentially, we're gonna wash the entire exterior of the car, and then we're gonna get your glass right. So he's washing the exterior with a pH neutral soap. He's already foamed it once to get all the contaminants off the surface. That way, when you go with your wash mitt, you're not gonna rub it on everything else.
I actually have paperwork from the previous owner that said he had this car coated with your products, I think like 4 years ago. So the coating on here is actually pretty old, but I think the car lived inside most of its life. I mean, it's doing pretty well. I noticed that when I washed it immediately, like when you have a good coating and protection on the car, you could pretty much hose it and like get most of the stuff off of the paint. So I kind of figured the coating was still good.
Easily, yeah. No, the coating's definitely in great shape. When you foamed it and once you rinsed it, you can tell that the hydrophobics are still on the surface. You probably either had our 5 or 9 year coating. Either way, you still got at least 1 more year left, if not 5 if you had the 9 year.
Do you ever like refresh a coating even if it's still doing well?
Yeah.
Or is it not worth it?
Every 6 months, typically, all of our accredited installers, you want to have it refreshed. You can also do it yourself. It's a very simple process. First, you spray W5 and you let it eat for 3 to 5 minutes. Spray that off, then you'll spray our W6 on the surface too. And then once you've done that, pretty much your coating is going to revive. It's going to pull everything out and back to the surface like it's brand new.
Because I'm big on washing my own car, but I actually don't like doing too much detail work because it's one of those things where if you don't actually do it correctly, you could screw it up. So I'm more of like a maintenance guy. I'm not going to do a correction or like a coating on my own car.
I think that goes along with a lot of the normal general consumers that
Which is why this is so satisfying, because a good coating makes washing your car easier, and I actually enjoy washing my own car. So. Got the car all washed up, dried. Now what the hell are you doing? This is something I've never seen.
All right, so now he's inspecting the glass to make sure that it's clean before we go ahead and put the glass coating on. He just wants to make sure it's clean all the way around. So he's taking this
What are you
light,
looking
you can
for?
see
Like that little edge right there where you remove the tinge.
Yeah.
Just adhesive.
And is that like a remover?
So this is our G6 Perfect Glass Cleaner. He'll spray that right on directly to his rag, and then he'll wipe it off the window, and it should come right out.
You got to worry about getting that on anything, or it's pretty like...
And we always say spray it directly onto the towel. You should be fine. And it's really easy to use. One spray should be able to do most of that windshield.
Oh, wow. That's
Less
nice.
is always more.
Yeah. All right, up next is something I haven't personally done yet, and probably something we all overlook. Window coating?
Yes, so window coatings are actually very cool. So a lot of times when people put window coatings or glass coatings on their windshields, you don't actually use your windshield wipers anymore. So the coating we're putting on now actually has a 40-mile-an-hour speed barrier, where essentially if you go 40 miles an hour or more, the water's gonna sheet off. So I don't ever use my windshield wipers anymore. Some people do a windshield wiper delete, as funny as that sounds.
I come from the Volkswagen world. That's like common bullshit to do to make your car look nicer.
Yeah, next he's gonna essentially clean the glass. He's gonna polish it out real quick with a G4. We have an entire kit online that you can buy. It's a glass cleaning kit. So he'll go over the exterior with it, and then he'll put a coating on after.
Nice. Let's watch.
Damn, son.
What?
Jolly, what you think?
He
Look-
has no glass left.
I don't even see a single fingerprint on
It's
there.
really nice. I feel bad because my broken window regulators, I'm gonna have to mush it all up. to
Does this
get
thing
it
have
up.
AC?
Yeah. Come on, dog. You think I'm gonna rock no AC?
I mean, this looks
looks great.
crispy, dude.
I gotta say, I'm definitely one of those people that washes my car and doesn't pay that much attention to the glass. So it's nice to see it get some care.
Most people don't realize this. If like I took a really shitty paint job or like really patina paint job like my K5, right? If you get like crystal clear glass, it makes it look so nice.
On my C10 that had like no paint on it, always keep the trim bright and the glass clean.
So this is, I mean, this is kind of night and day. Like,
Yeah, it
the
looks
car
great.
looks expensive now.
Expensive, huh?
I mean, I'm saying, like, it looks.
You know, slip into the DMs. If you want to buy it, let me know.
So is that it? We good, boys? I mean,
You're out dilly-dallying selling camshafts.
speaking of this, let's get some chopping this thing.
I know, all right, let's bust out the die grinder. We'll pour it out the motor real quick. We'll get this thing chopping in no time. Get Vargas back out here.
Nice. Any of the dope stuff on Hoonigan Social coming from Jolly.
That's a lie.
This is Minty.
It's looking a little grody right now, but when we're done with it, this thing is gonna be shining. I mean, you can see that shit here.
Bro, it's so much more deep now.